Hi, Assalamualaikum. I wish have a nice day to our Madam Professor Madia Dr. Nader Zura. In this video, I would like to present our research to measure the performance of printing and photocopy services using simulation at Varsity Print, University UTARA, Malaysia. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Wanur Akila binti Hasbullah 247561 and my research partner Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad 245084. Background of the study. Waiting time is the time interval that must be waited by customer or service user to use the services. Customer satisfaction is one of important factor that contribute to the business success. Every business or company have their own benchmark of satisfaction for customer using their services. In this research, we are choosing printing and photocopy service to observe the performance of the timing using the service. According to Frederick and Natalie 2007, many service companies worry about the length of their queues because customer waiting time is considered as having a negative influence on consumer service perception. Therefore, waiting time affects the performance of the business.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif bin Muhammad, number metric 245084. Today I want to present about the problem statement. The first is the lack of staff to help the student and to handle the printing and photocopy service during peak hour. The second is the long queue when using the printing and photocopy service. And the third is tend to face the paper jam problem during the maximum use of print and photocopy machine.
Now I will proceed with research question and research objective. In this research, we have three research questions. Number one, what is the problem of students using the printing and photocopy service? Number two, how long the processing time each station of printing and photocopy service? Number three, what is alternative or recommendation to improve the printing and photocopy service? In order to conduct this research, the research objective is number one, to investigate the student's problem using the printing and photocopy service. Number two, to measure the performance process of the printing and photocopy service. And the last one is to conduct what if scenario in performance process of the printing and photocopy service.
Next is scope of the research. This research will be conducted at Varsity Print, which is located at Varsity Mall, University Utara, Malaysia, and involved by UEM students. Next is literature review. The first The first is the long queue and the long waiting time often considered as a bad image of a company. The long waiting time may be due to some reasons such as the arrival rates, service rates, type of service, time of the day, and efficiency of the server from the sucker and Kikono courage. The second is from the Kane and Haku. Uh, Workflow is defined as a set of tasks which group sequentially into process or a set of people and resource needs to perform to given goals or tasks. An organization workflow consists of the set of processes required to be complete, the set of people or resources available to accomplish those process and the interaction of among them. The third is from the Lampai Trakonsanti. Simulation is particularly used when there is uncertainty in a process. Example, the arrival time of customer, the customer, the demand of for the product, the supplier of part, the time it takes to perform the work, and the quality of the work. Which uncertain it is often difficult to predict the effects of making change to the process, especially if there are two or more sources more uncertain that interact, and process simulation is a widely used technique for improving the efficiency of process.
Description of the case study. In model development, the diagram shows simulation modeling process. First, the researcher must understand and identify the issue or problem and find the related literature review. Next, formulate and determine the objective of the study. The next stage is collecting data using primary data collection method by investigation and observation. Next, simulation model have been created using Arena software. Verification and validation are confirmed before develop new scenario what if to present new model. The last part is report analyze and discuss the result. Let's proceed with flow process chart in this simulation model. Firstly, customer will arrive and decide to use either printing or photocopy service. If the customer chooses to use the printing service, they have to decide which computer that they want to use depending on the none of the people use the computer. When the customer chooses to use the computer 1 until number 4, automatically machine number 1 will be used, either black or the color printing. The process will be the same to the computer number 5 until number 10, automatically machine number 2 will be used, either the color or black printing. In photocopy service, after the customer arrive, they just have to queue at the counter to use the service. After using all the service, customer can pick up the paper and pay at the cashier of the service after use. Lastly, customer can leave the shop.
Next is assumption of the simulation model. Based on the simulation model, there are several assumptions of model has been created. First, the entity or customer will enter the system and choose either photostat and printing service. Second, assume the between interval of customer in second. It is because some of the time a group of people or customer will come in one time. Furthermore, long queue will occur rarely in printing service because of the customer can choose which computer are either. Next is the purpose and its elements. First is to measure the performance process of printing and photocopy service simulation approach have been used. In order to develop discrete event simulation model, data was collected through observation and investigation method and interview session with the staff of Varsity Print at Varsity Mall. The unit time in model recorded based on minutes. We are using Arena to simulate the process and to measure the performance of the printing and photocopy service. To conduct what-if scenario in performance process of the printing and photocopy service as well, the number of co-printer that used for the service is 10, 4 units for photocopy machine and 4 staff on duty from 8:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. The data was verified and validated to see if the model was built correctly and represented the actual situation.
Data collection and distribution fitting. We are collecting the data at Varsity Print in University UTARA, Malaysia. The data has been collected on Wednesday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. Before the data has been collected, we are having interview session with the staff to get to know further information about the services. In order to complete the objective number 1, we are distribute the questionnaire. Distribution fitting gives value arena expression for generation to paste directly into simulation model. Distribution fitting made after collecting the data to get the expression. Data generated by input analyzer. By using the input analyzer, the arena expression will generate. The histogram graph will show the data has been fitted.
Next is a run length and number of replication. In the research, the run length of the simulation model is 2 hours per day from 8:30 p.m. until 10:30 p.m. The base time of units of the data in minutes. The replication length is 120 minutes and the replication we done for 3 times in order to gain accuracy. Replication is a repeated run of the simulation model. When replications are not used, a single experiment run will not generate statistically significant results and will not allow statistical data to be properly measured. Next is verification and validation of the model. The verification is the checking process for the specification of the software. The process includes all activities related to the production of high-quality software, testing, inspection, analysis of design, analysis of specification, and so on. This process will help us to determine whether the software is high quality but it will be not in use that the system is useful. One way one way of doing this is by comparing the actual data in terms of total customer arrive at the system with the simulated total arrival of customer by computer based on arena simulation result, and the result obtained should be less than 10%. The data is valid. Model validation and validity are needs in the design of the simulation model. Validation is the testing process to see if the specification meets the needs of the customer. This method is an extremely subjective process involving subjective assessment of how well a proposed system meets a real-world need. Validation involves tasks such as modeling criteria and user evaluation. The formula of validation are shown. Actual data minus simulation data divided by actual data times 100. Uh, model, model validation is 150 minus 136 divided by 100. 150 times 100 equal is 7%. This model is valid because it is between 10%.
Let's proceed with analysis of the basic model. The results for each performance seem logic, hence it can be considered as normal and acceptable. The total customers being served for 2 hours in 3 days for the observation day is 150 customers. According to the model, the number out of the system is 136 customers. Based on the table for the aspect of average waiting time in queue for computer 10 is the most highest compared to other, which is 29.584 minutes. The waiting time shows they are queuing occur. For the desired printing and photocopy machine in this basic model, we use two-way by chance for the type in Arena software. The percentage for each machine is calculated by the number of customers for each room.
NET is a what-if analysis or model experimentation. First is intervention 1, reduce the number of the computer. 150 customers enter the system. The average total time spent in the system is 19.737 minutes. The process includes waiting in queue to get the serve in the printing service, making payment and leaving the system after service. Researchers found that every customer spent an average waiting time of 8.2343 minutes in the printing queue and 1.4772 minutes for the making a payment. After making a payment, 138 customers managed to leave the system. It shows that 12 customers are considered as work in progress. In addition, all resources in the system had a good utilization rate, which above 50%. The higher utilizer is computer 2, computer 3 and computer 4. The percentage of the three utilizer resources are 96%. For machine 1, for machine printing 1 colors and cashier are 93% and 69% respectively. Net is a intervention to reduce two units of computer and added one printing machine. After added an extra machine for printing into the system, the average total time in the system and average waiting time in printing queue increased to 26.100 minutes per second and 14.933 minutes per customer respectively. The utilization rate of each resource was also decreased, which is more or less than 60%. The higher utilization of computer 2, machine printing 1, black and cashier are 98%, 90% and 85% respectively. The reducing of people in the printing queue line will create a better waiting environment for customers. After adding a new machine, 147 customers managed to leave the system. This shows that using this action it can reduce the number of customers waiting to use this service.
Now we will present about the result and discussion. Analysis the problems based on the customer observation. To complete the objective in this research, questionnaire have been conducted. Based on the objective to investigate the student's problem using the printing and photocopy service, we can investigate through the results of the problem. Other than that, we also can measure the customer satisfaction towards the service. The results of the questionnaire is based on the customer's experience. The following figure is the results of the questionnaire. The question number 1. Have you encountered any problems while using the printing and photocopy service? Based on the pie chart, we can see the most of the customer facing problem while using this service. That is because the percentage of the yes for facing the problem is 60%, which is quite high. Question number 2. What's the problem have experienced by the customer? There are 3 problems that customers are facing. Number 1, facing bad quality of the printing or photocopy. Number 2, lack of the staff to handle and to help students or customers using the service. Number 3, long queue for waiting turn to use the printing and photocopy service. From this bar graph, we can see long queue are occurring before using the service with 40.8%. This is show that customers have experienced this kind of the problem. Assumption for the problems is it might be long queue to use the computer for printing service, pick up the paper, and pay after printing or queue for photocopy service station. This problem can be related to lack of the staff to handle and to help customer using the service. Because as shown above, the percentage of the lack of staff and long queue for waiting turn is same, which is 40.8%. Question number 3. Are you satisfied with the service that you are using at the University Mall? The bar chart shows the highest percentage of the satisfaction using the service is moderately satisfied, which is 60%. Following with very satisfied, which is 23.2%. The least of the percentage is 1.7%, which is extremely satisfied. Customer satisfaction can be measured through the effectiveness and efficiency of the service. Question number 4. Any suggestion or recommendation to improve the service? There are 5 suggestions from customer. Number 1, increase the number of computer. Number 2, increase the printing quality and service. Number 3, increase the number of staff. Number 4, add more photocopy and printing machine. And the last one is add more counter, like separately cashier and pickup counter. The suggestions given are based on the observation from the customer. The suggestion or recommendation have been analyzed and can be considered in our what-if analysis, since the simulation model is to represent the real situation.
Net is a result and discussion for analysis based on the waiting time. This is a table for average waiting time in queue minutes per customer. Varsity Print at Varsity Mall operate from 8:30 a.m. until 10:30 p.m. every day. Based on the night time observation, many of customers use the printing and photocopy service compared during the daytimes. The result come out based on the number of customers during the night. On the other words, at the night time is a was packed and crowded compared to the daytimes. Based on the table, the average waiting time in for the computer 10 is higher compared to all the computers, which is 29 minutes. It was a long time to wait. The staff of the shop still managed to control the waiting time of each customer. It is because the average waiting time in queue for the other station is still under control, which is less than 15 minutes. Out of 136 customers having the short waiting time, which is less than 30 minutes. Net is an analysis based on waiting time for intervention. This is a table for average waiting time in queue for basic model intervention 1 and intervention 2. For intervention 1, reduce the computer has been decided since there are no queuing for each computer. The number of computers is 8 units and 5 unit machines are working on the system. This changing help in decreasing the cost of the maintenance of the computer and other utilizers. The table show no waiting time at the computers, which is there are no queuing of the customer. The average of waiting time for the photocopy machine successfully reduced from 3 minutes to 1 minute. Second intervention is reduce 2 computers and added 1 new machine at the computer number 4 until computer number 8. They are same as first intervention, which is no queue in computer section, but it should increase the waiting time of the photocopy machine by 11 minutes. Second intervention show improvement in number out of the customer, which in 147 people. By adding the new printing machine, the waiting time for the printing machine number 2 colors are reduced. To compare for intervention 1 and intervention 2, this is better for good for intervention 1 because the reducing number of waiting time is very low.
Arena software. The simulation model transformed from the actual process using Arena software. By simulate the model, validation and verification are checked to continue the study with the results and reports. The simulation model is run for 136 customers with 120 minutes in 3 replications. The data was fitted by using input analyzer after develop the model. To build the expression is the process for run the simulation model using this software. The customers move from one process to another process are assumed within a few minutes to complete their chosen service. Through the process, we can see the long queue or waiting time will take place. The results of the simulation model will appear in Siemens reports. The last section is conclusion and recommendations. Discrete event simulation (DES) is one of the best alternatives to measure the performance based on the real situation for reducing the waiting time of the service industry to improve the efficiency and effectiveness of the service. By developing model in Arena software, the problem of waiting time can be identified through the Siemens reports after running the model and helps in reducing the waiting time by doing the what-if scenario. In this research, successfully achieved all the objective of the study, which is investigate the customer's problem using the service by doing the questionnaire, measure the performance of the service using the simulation approach, and conduct the what-if scenario by doing the intervention reducing the waiting time. In the future research, we are recommend for researchers to understand the real flow of the simulation model process so that the data collected are meaningful. The owner's shop need to add more staff to help the customers while using the service. This is helps in reducing the waiting time of the customer. The counter of pickup and cashier should separate to help reducing long queuing. That's all from us. Thank you.